Hello and welcome to How to Fix It. In 2011, I started watching Doctor Who, a show that is now one of my favorites. During that year, I started with the 11th Doctor and went on a crusade to at least watch one story with each Doctor in it. Because when I get into a show, I really get into a show. Most of the episodes I picked were good, but some of them weren't. The worst of them all was the first outing I had with the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker. It was also pretty much everyone's first outing with the 6th Doctor, the Twin Dilemma. Now, before I start, Colin Baker is a highly underrated Doctor. I actually like a lot of his stories, despite how crap some of them are. The Twin Dilemma is not one of those episodes, however. Why is it bad? Well, that's why I'm here today. Let's find out. It's a regeneration episode, and the 5th Doctor, played by Peter Davison, has just regenerated into the 6th Doctor, played by Colin Baker. It picks up where the previous story, The Caves of Angrisani, widely regarded as one of the best episodes of Doctor Who in its history, left off. The Doctor is just regenerated, and Peri is distraught, since this is the first time she's seen a regeneration. The Doctor is immediately different than the warm and caring 5th Doctor. Put lightly, he's an egotistical jackass. While him and Peri change clothes, an old man abducts 2 children from their house. No, seriously, that's a plot point. The Doctor comes out in an outfit that makes you wish you were colorblind, and then proceeds to strangle Peri.
Well, we all know the fate of alien spies!
Yeah, that happened. This is because the production team wanted a darker and edgier Doctor. If my memory serves, Eccleston, the 9th Doctor, was dark and edgy, and he never strangled his companion! Anyway, the Doctor decides to become a hermit on a backwater planet, and ends up finding the wreckage of a space cop ship, a cop that had been sent on the tail of the old man by the father of the 2 boys. He collapses, and the Doctor and Peri hide his gun's ammo and go to the base that the old man has taken the twins to. When the Doctor arrives, he finds that the old man is none other than his old friend Asmail, who is under the control of Mestor, ruler of Jakanda, who is a slug guy, kinda like Jabba the Hutt, but he looks dumber. Asmail can't let the Doctor take the boys, and says that the Doctor can't help him, so he teleports out and sets the place to blow up. The Doctor uses Peri's walks to teleport them to the TARDIS using Technobabble, and Peri returns safe, but the Doctor doesn't appear to. In reality, his find in Peri's watch hadn't been wound back up, so he was a few time zones off. We see Mestor's fine ruling ability when he executes a Jakandan for stealing a few vegetables. Man, did this guy learn how to rule from Yzma's training manual?
It is no concern of mine whether your family has... What was it again?
Food?
Ha! You really should have thought of that before you became peasants. We're through here. Take him away. Next!
But okay.
The Doctor, Hugo the space cop, and Peri travel to Jakanda to get to the bottom of this and split up. The Doctor attacks and tries to kill Asmail before he can explain why he kidnapped the boys. Apparently, Jakanda is dying, and the only way to save it is to move 2 planets into different time zones, but the same location that would fix the planet, because science totally works that way. The Doctor technobabbles and explains to Asmail that the 2 planets are smaller than Jakanda and would therefore cause the sun to explode, which is Mestor's plan, as he laid eggs. Yeah. He can lay eggs, and the eggs can withstand the heat of the sun, so they'd be sent off to overrun the galaxy. Well, they can't have that, so the Doctor and Asmail plan to kill Mestor with a special acid that would corrode him. Mestor tries to get the Doctor to submit by proving he can take over his mind by taking over Asmail's, and the Doctor throws the acid at Mestor, killing his body, and Asmail, who's on his last regeneration, dies, killing Mestor with him. Hugo stays on Jakanda to help rebuild, and the Doctor and Peri go on their way to several more mediocre stories. Colin Baker is not a bad actor. There has never been a bad actor to play the Doctor. But Colin was dealt a lot of crappy scripts, and this was no exception. The Sixth Doctor has been redeemed in the audio drama, so I know it's not Colin's acting, which is pretty good considering the script. Colin's a good actor. I mean, look at him as Babin the Butcher in Blake 7 or Commander Maxwell in Doctor Who's Ark of Infinity. But that's about it. Where to start with this one? The script sucked. It didn't help that Regeneration episodes are a mixed bag, and that the last episode before this was too, and some still is, the best episode that Classic Who has to offer. The effects stunk, and the plot had so many holes in it that you could almost mistake it for Swiss cheese. The science is flawed, and dear God, the outfits some of them wore. I mean, between Colin's Technicolor dream quote, Perry's plaid, and Hugo's shiny windbreaker, this episode looks like it should be a 90s-era music video, not an 80s-era Doctor Who serial. Give Colin a better script and a better outfit. The audio dramas had the right idea with the blue outfit. It's much more subdued, as did later episodes in his run when they changed the outfit to fit the story. The script needed a desperate overhaul, and they needed to get the Third Doctor as their scientific advisor. The Darker and Edgier Doctor stuff was dumb, and they didn't know how to write dark and edgy and just wrote jerk-ass and crazy. Overall, it's mainly the writing and effects that could have been easily fixed if they had actually put effort into this episode and given Colin a proper introduction. And that was the Twin Dilemma, the start of a mediocre run of Doctor Who that would ultimately cause the show's cancellation during the Sylvester McCoy's run. If you want a darker and edgier Doctor, either watch the Ninth Doctor's run or listen to the Doctor Who Unbound audio story Sympathy for the Devil, which is awesome. As for Colin Baker's stories, Trial of a Time Lord is pretty okay, and the Two Doctors, while still mediocre, has Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines, the second Doctor and Jamie, to elevate it. But as for Colin Baker, he deserves so much more, and I happen to really like him as a Doctor. And in person, he's a really nice guy. I met him at New York Comic Con a couple years back. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. If you'd like to see more of How to Fix It, you can hit the subscribe button down there. And if you'd like, you can also leave a comment in the box below. And if you like this video, show it to your friends and share it around. See you next time.
Space. It started all the legend that no other could replace. Doctor in distress. Let's all answer his SOS. Doctor in distress.
It's a Regeneration episode, and the Fifth Doctor, played by Peter Davison, has just regenerated into the Sixth Doctor, played by Colin Baker. It picks up where the previous story, The Caves of Androzani, widely regarded as... Fuck!